ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਇੱਕ ਓਂਕਾਰ ਸਤ ਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਵਾਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਆਓ ਸਭ ਮਾਈ ਭਾਈ ਧੰਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰਦਿਆਂ ਹੋਇਆਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰਫਤਿਹ ਬੁਲਾਈਏ। So Maharaj can bless us with their seeds, their blessing. So whatever it is that Maharaj will bless us today with via Katha, that it finds place in our hearts and we too can learn whatever message Satguru wants to impart to us. So Gurmukho, we are the 7th Hukam, which is Punj Kakaar di Rehat, drirh rukhni. Translated, what that means is at all times observe the discipline of the Punj Kakaar. Now the Punj Kakaar is your kes, kanga, kada, kirpan, kachara. And Maharaj says drirh rukhni. What that means is at all times stand firm, steadfast and strict in whatever Hukam Guru Sahib Ji has given you in regards to these 5 Kakaar. The word Rehat, now a very brief description of it is what is acceptable according to Gurmat and what is unacceptable. So Gurmukha, the man of earlier jugs, sometimes you need to go to the root of everything. The man of the earlier jugs, the earlier eras that have passed on this planet, they observed more the spiritual connection throughout their entire life from birth to their death. And that was seconded only by the worldly connection. So whatever they had to do in this world, absolutely they did. But first and foremost in every aspect of their life was their spiritual root, their spiritual connection, their spiritual teachings. And they always observed over them. Every now and then, when say there was slacking or something needed tweaking, Akal Purkh Waheguru would send one of their either avatars or one of their prophets throughout time again and again and again to bring man back into line in order to live this life for what this life truly is. And what is it? It's a gateway out of this chakkar of 84 lakh joon. It's a gateway out of birth and death, out of suffering. So every now and then someone or the other would come and they would bring man back onto the path that mankind has strayed from. And then came the advent of Kaljug, the era that we're living in. It's about 6,000 years old so far. And man had stooped so low to such a depth that even in today's day you'll have people saying, they say, you believe in God, where is this God? Show me this God. Rather than using that strength and that effort in order to pursue, they make fun of the just because they don't believe in God. So man had gone so low, so off the path, that despite having prophets such as Hazrat Musa, Moses, Hazrat Isa, Jesus Christ, Hazrat Muhammad from the Islamic faith, even despite having them and numerous other enlightened beings, man was still going further and further and further away from this path. It's at that time, not going into too much depth, that the formless Lord Akal Purkh Waheguru took form in the form of Dhan Satguru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji. From Dhan Satguru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji up until about the age of about 16 to 17 years of age of Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj, the same formless Lord taking 10 different forms, fashioned this man to return back to the original man that they had created. If you was to get some thread and start knitting a sackcloth, once you knitted it, at the top you put this string, what tightens, whatever you're going to put in there, you can tighten it. So once Akal Purkh Waheguru through Das Roop had created the man that they wanted to create, Maharaj in the 10th Roop, we're coming close to that time now, at Vaisakhi time, at Sri Anandpur Sahib, Maharaj created the Khalsa Panth from that individual they had created in the 10th Roops. And just as when a sackcloth is, a pouch is made, you then put a string around the top to tighten whatever valuable item you're going to put in there. Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji then fashioned this man by way of Punj Kakaar that act like that string. The vastu they were going to put, the thing, the item they were going to put in this man was Naam. Now, Naam is not what some people explain it to be, kade kisi de chojo, kade kisi de chojo, sade babi ne naam ditta. Naam is something that can only be gotten, and there's no mistake about this whatsoever. Naam can only be gotten from Dhan Satguru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Nobody else, regardless of whatever anyone else's belief may be, Naam is only gotten strictly from Satguru Granth Sahib Ji via the Panj Pyare. When they give you that Naam, if your body, your life is like that sack, that pouch, the vastu that's been put in it is Naam, and Guru Maharaj Ji then tightens at the top by the Punj Kakaar. And the red, the discipline of those Punj Kakaar is the 7th Hukam that Guru Padshah Maharaj Ji blesses their Khalsa Panth with. At the original Sri Amrit Sanchar at Anandpur Sahib, Maharaj emphasized the importance of these Panj Kakaar. When then turning their form from Satguru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji to Dhan Satguru Granth Sahib Ji, Maharaj emphasized the importance of this again and made it their 7th Hukam. We Panja Kakaran di jo rehat hai, oh drirh karke rakhni. At all times observe the discipline of the Panj Kakaar. Never ever ever let it slack whatsoever. Now, the very first Kakaar is Kes. So the very first Kakaar being case, if we think that Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Guru Gobind Singh Ji gave case important, no. When they first created man, and make no mistake about this, the Nirgun Sarupa Kalpur Vaiguru, whether they create man a good so many million years ago, or whether they recreate him in the 10th Sarup, it's the same being. There's no difference. So the man that they originally created has always been with case. It's only in the later days of now that we've given up on the importance of case. But Maharaj, when making this 7th Hukam, we got to go back a bit in history. If we look at the spiritual world, in the spiritual realm, there's something called Devta. There's 330 million of them. Their consorts, the Deviyan, there's 9 million of them. If you look at the Siddh Mahatmas, you've all heard about the Siddhs, the one that Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj done Goshti with, conversation with. There's 84 of them. There's 125,000 Paigambar. Paigambar means messenger. 125,000 different messengers who have visited this planet and wherever else to go and deliver the message of Akal Purkh Vaheguru. There's 52 Bir are warriors. Out of people who've been completing japa, there are 6. There are 9 keepers that are always present. There is 64 Jogniya. Jogniya Maharaj talks about in Dasambani a lot. In Dinan ki Pratapal Kare. Maharaj, Pankti is very Visargai, I'll come back to it later. So Jogniya are beings, not fish, but other beings, spiritual beings, and they're Vasa, they live in water. And when it comes to them, the demon-minded spiritual beings, there is 45 trillion of them. Now, not one of everyone that we have heard now has ever been or are without case. Case is so important, even the demon-minded beings have never ever been without case. If we look into the avatars that have visited this planet, Ramchandra Ji, towards the end of the Katha session, I'll go through the key points of what case Sandhi ki rehte. But sometimes if we don't hear the importance of what case is, we kind of miss the point. Hence why I said it's important to go to the root. Even if we look at religions outside of Sikhi, for example, the people who follow Ramchandra Ji, fine, you may see murtiyan, figurines of Ramchandra Ji with a clean shaven face. That's because some Padaku came along and said, well look, Ramchandra Ji is the avatar of Vishnu, and Vishnu, where he lives, in the realm he lives for millions of years. So once a good few 100,000 years pass on earth, only a week or 2 of his time has passed. So they said when he came here, he was only here for 10,000 years or 100, sorry, I beg your pardon, he was only here for 100,000 years. So he would not have hit that age to have a beard. But that's someone's own view. That doesn't prove anything even on the Hindu math. Because if you read about Ramchandra Ji's life, when he got separated from Sita and Lakshman, what did he do? He put his dastar on his goda and he pretended that to be his brother, and he spent the whole night making conversation with his brother. If he did not have case, why would he have a dastar? He even gave a var at that time to his followers that anyone that comes into any difficult situation, at that time, remember me, put your dastar. This is not to us, by the way. That's to his followers. That you put your dastar on your goda, remember me, and I will get rid of your time of difficulty. So even Ramchandra Ji had case and dada. However, given time, due to people's own interpretations, they made all the murtiyan without case. Krishna Ji, the avatar after Ramchandra Ji, his name is Keshav. You come across that name many times. Keshav means from case. Even he had case. Gurmukha, we already heard about, you've probably all watched that film about Moses called the 10 Commandments. even though he's an actor, they portray Moses as having a really long beard and again, long case. That's exactly how he was. He had a long beard and long case. After Moses came Jesus Christ. Again, you've all seen pictures and depictions and paintings of Jesus Christ to have long case and a long dada. After Jesus Christ came Hazrat Muhammad ji. Hazrat Muhammad ji, there's a sakhi about him, and one evening he's sitting by himself and there's a candle lit next to him. And the candle singed a case or two of his. And at that time he opened his eyes and he says, Ya Allah, he goes, why did my case get burnt? Why did my head not get removed? These are not just poetic words, these words have a lot of meaning, and I'll come to that in a minute. Right, so after Hazrat Muhammad ji, we've heard all those prior beings. Let's now come into our religion. Before we come into our religion, in the days of old, if they ever wanted to punish someone, and you can get a punishment worse than death, you think, how'd you get that? It's all about it's all about what you believe. There's many Sakya, there's one of Yudhishthira, when the 4 people were caught, they had murdered someone. One was what they would call a Shudra, one was a Vais, one was a Khatri, meaning a warrior. So Shudra is untouchable, Vais is the tradesman, Khatri is the warrior, and Brahman is the intellect. Now these 4 people conspired and killed someone, and Yudhishthira, who was the king at that time, he gave them all punishment for killing someone. He gave them each individual saja, all of imprisonment. But when he came to the Brahman, he said, you knew better than to kill someone. Because you killed someone, I'm going to now give you a punishment worse than death. And the punishment he gave him, he goes, shave his head clean and then let him go. And at that time, now the harangi wali gal hai, today we remove our case willingly. That Brahman that time he done benti. He said to Yudhishthira, he goes, remove my head, but don't remove my case. And he was put to death in exactly the same way they removed his head. Even in World War II, those people that colluded with Germany, in France especially, when they were caught after the war, what was done? They were given that embarrassment, that dishonor, that again was a punishment worse than death. They were shaved clean of their hair in like what you would call of today the town square. So bearing that in mind, now let's come on to Sikhi. We are Sikhs of who? We are Sikhs of Guru Sahib, yes. From Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj to Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji, Tan Satguru Granth Sahib Ji. We are Sikhs of Guru Sahib. No Guru at any time has given anyone permission to even remove one hair from this body. Just to touch upon it, why? If you, Maharaj Kirpa Karam, that we recognize what this life is for, and that we recognize what this body is for, the vessel it is. The cases that are on our body, each and every single room, they act as antennae. And whilst acting as antennae, there is so much that goes on between this body and the spiritual world that we don't even know about. We eat food. Once we've eaten it, it's gone inside us. We have no control over how the body is programmed then to break that down and deliver it where it needs to be delivered in the body. The case on our body, they transmit and they receive information from the spiritual world. When we say the spiritual world, it's just another world, in just another realm, exactly where we are. So that's just something I wanted to point out. So now going back to Maharaj. Maharaj has never given permission to anyone at any stage to remove case of their body, not even one room. Nowhere can you come across Maharaj. Maharaj bless me for this, forgive me and bless me, I beg your pardon, for having to say this. Je Maharaj is Sikhanu how could Maharaj do it themselves? So we come to the Das Guru now. Das Guru Sahiban have given importance to case again and again and again. From Tan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj when Maharaj was playing outside in Mardana, that's when they first came across them. They were playing together. Mardana's mata came out. And what she was shouting, she couldn't see where her son was. She was shouting, Mar janiya kithe hai? Mar janiya kithe hai? Mar jana means the one who's going to die. Mar jana, one who's going to die. And she was saying, Mar janiya kithe hai? Mar janiya kithe hai? And Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, a very young age, 4-5 saal di umar, the body looks young, but it's the Nirankar Akal Purkh Vaheguru that's in that surur. Maharaj walked over to Mardana's mother and they said to me, Ma, why are you calling him Marjana? Couldn't you name him anything else? And she said, Maharaj, I've had 7 sons, 6, I beg your pardon. I've had 6 sons prior to him. They all hit about the age of 12, 13, and then they died. Every time I had a son, he'd be all well and good, he'd grow up, he'd hit age 12, 13, and he would die. She said, Maharaj, she called him Maharaj because even at that age, the whole of Raipur, Ditlavandi, Sare Pujade si Maharaj would have seen what Maharaj was for. She said, Maharaj, he's going to die too, so why not call him Marjana? And Tansat Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, they said to Mardana's mother, Bhai Mardana Ji's mother, they said, case na katti. Sada Sathi hai, the case na katti, a Mardana. The word Mardana, the name Mardana means Mardana. Maharaj कहते ये नहीं मारता, ये केस ना कट्टी कदे मरेगा नहीं. Tan Bhai Mardana, Tan Satguru Nanak Dev Ji, Bhai Mardana spent the entire life from that day with Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji. Not all the day Bhai Sahib Ji left their Sareer. This is the prema of Bhai Mardana Ji with Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Maharaj sitting with him, he's lying there. And still, bada pola saka, because Maharaj, I'm going to leave my body. Maharaj manu vasariyo na, never leave me. Tan Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Maharaj says, Mardanya, where you me stay together in life, I shall be with you in death too. Tan Bhai Sahib, Bhai Mardana Ji, Tan Satguru Nanak Dev Ji. From Guru Nanak Dev Ji, right the way throughout, up until Amrit Sachar, every single guru, every single person, there has been no agya, no permission given to remove case. Case being the Pehla Kakar, we're not going to cover the other 4 Kakar today. So Das will return next week again, Maharaj Di Kirpa, and we will go on that. Now Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj at the time of Amrit Sanchar, Maharaj Sare nu Sambodhan karke, Maharaj called everyone and said, these case a Guru di more ya. More is a seal, a royal seal. And who more royal than Akal Purkh Vaheguru in the form of Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj? Maharaj says, when you've taken Amrit, the Amrit we have put in your case. Maharaj says, not only the case of Guru Di more on Amrit bhi peh gaya. This is our royal seal as long as you have got this case. Maharaj says, tunu jama de dhakke nahi chan dende, you will not fall into the clutches of the angel of death. At no time has Maharaj given permission after the 4 Kakar or 5 Kakar, the 4 Kakar jekar visarja, for example, your kada comes separate from your arm. We do 1 Japji Sahib and then we put it back on, we do 1 Japji Sahib afterwards, where Ardas in front of Maharaj. If our Kashera is 5 Japji Sahib, if our Kanka, 1 Japji Sahib, if our Karpan, 1 Japji Sahib. Each time you do these things, then you're allowed to even put a drop of water in your mouth, otherwise not. Ardas karke Maharaj di tankha jo pehlo hi laati hai na, ye karna hi pehna, then you proceed. But je case visar jaan, even 1 case, intentionally, Gurmukhi you have to retake Amrit. You have to go to the Panj Singhs, Panja Singha de kol aati pul dasani. There's Baba Sant Baba Kartar Singh Ji had an accident. And the doctor said, we need to operate. They said, no operation. They said, because je tusi mere rooma di beadbi karni hai, if you're going to cut my skin and shave that area, there'll be no operation. And they stuck to their decision, and other Sareer tiyar ke par Guru di jo Guru da Hukam hai na, Guru's Hukam, they never abandoned that. So Gurmukh from Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Hukam hi jehde case hai, inhone Guru de saman samjhna. When we take Amrit, Punjab Pyara ne puchna, aaj to baad, from this day onwards, will you accept that your head is not your head any longer, it is the Guru's head? Do you give your head freely to the Guru? If you say no, they say once you've said yeah, from that second onwards, this head belongs to Tan Satguru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, nobody else. So when this head belongs to Guru Sahib Ji, they then tell you we jere case ya inna Guru de saman barobar Guru de samjh na jidda Guru de case hon. From birth to death, no way can we cut or remove case. There's very clever people who say, Maharaj kehande we remove nahi karne, chalo कैंची ला देना. Whether it's cutting or whether it's removing, it's exactly the same thing. It doesn't matter which way you dress it up. There's no agya given from Guru Sahib Ji to their Gursikh to remove their case. Ishnan every single day, kesi ishnan. If for some reason, due to being ill or other reasons, you are not able to do kesi ishnan every single day, then hukam hai the second day, if not the third day. But Guru Maharaj da hukam hai, no one can escape from this. Chauthe then, the fourth day, you must do kesi ishnan. Body ishnan every single day. But this is not about ishnan, this is about kesan di rehat. So kesi ishnan, either every single day, every 2 days, every 3 days, but you cannot escape the fourth day, must be done on the fourth day. Twice a day, aaj sundar case hai Guru de samjhne Katha karna, twice a day, not just once a day. Once I was talking to one Singh at this Gurdwara here, ਉਹਦੀ ਪੱਗ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਬੰਨੀ ਸੀਗੀ, and he was Maharaj Bakshan, he was in the Seva of Guru Sahib Ji. ਉਹਦੀ ਪੱਗ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬੜੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਲੱਗੀ, ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਤੇਰੀ ਦਸਤਾਰ ਬੜੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਹੈ. And he said to me, he goes, this is what 9 o'clock in the evening, you should see when I do it first thing in the morning at 6 o'clock. So I said to him, well, you might do it until 6 o'clock in the morning. He goes, yeah. I'm like, you're not taking off until 9 o'clock? He goes, no. अब महाराज तू रहत क्यों नहीं रखता, तू फिर 2 बजे कंगा नहीं किया. एक कंगा करना अमृत वेले स्नान करना, एक कंगा करना बिफोर रहरा साहब की बाणी. जे नहीं रहरा साहब की बाणी होंगी, आप वर्किंग है, तुम मुंह जबानी पढ़ रहे रहरा साहब की बाणी, श्री सोहेले साहब जी की बाणी पढ़ तो पहलों किसी कंगा द्वारा करना है. ये गुरु महाराज का हुक्म है. महाराज ने अबंट पंजाबी ना. So this is Guru Sahib Ji's hukam. Maharaj even went on a hunting trip once, and they couldn't get any animal to hunt. Sare Singh dekhe, Maharaj, what's going on into the forest today? We can't come across any animal to hunt. Maharaj said, which one of you haven't done UKC Ganga today? One Singh came forward. He goes, Maharaj, I haven't. Maharaj dying, that's why you're not being fruitful. Jab tusi kiddi रहते Guru di रहते नहीं रखते, how you get fruition in the life? So then he, through his Sakhi, we learned that Maharaj ne jo gal कहती है ना, we cannot pick and choose. We all do this and I won't do that. गुर कहे आसा कार कमावो, गुर की करनी काहे तावो. महाराज कहते जो गुरु ने गल कहती, वो ever Guru Sahib Ji has said, do that car. Don't try to do reese of Guru Sahib Ji. So Gurmukh come twice a day. Any case that gets broken, do not throw them in the bin. Do not let them trample into your feet. When we do kesi kanga, have a chitta chadra like the one on here. Some people use a towel. Aadhe pattaan te rakh lena. Kesi kanga karo. Juda sajao, Ganga sajao. Any of the case that on there, you pull them together, you keep them once a week, once a month, once every 6 months, once a year if necessary. You must do Agan Pet. Agan Pet means that when we die, we burn our body on a funeral pyre. We burn our case while reading Sri Japji Sahib Ji Di Bani. Do not have your case uncovered at any time. Now, sometimes I see fully grown men, जिन्होंने अमृत भी छकिया हुआ है, बस जूड़ा बबलिंग अराउंड द वॉकिंग अराउंड द गार्डन फोन लाया होगा. ये किहड़ी रहत हुई. महाराज ने कदे हुक्म नहीं दिता केस कदे भी नंगे नहीं रखने. केस नंगे रख के वी डू नॉट गो टॉयलेट. केस नंगे रख के वी डू नॉट ईट. केस नंगे रख के गुरु के दर्शन नहीं करने. केस नंगे रख के कदे भी. Look, I haven't come off the moon. I live in this planet. It's not difficult. जो गुरु का हुक्म है केस कदे नंगे नहीं रखने. जी केस जी this okay is Guru's more royal seal. If we got £50 on ourselves, we don't walk down the road flashing it. We put it in our wallet. Why is the thing of value? These things are valued more than anything on the planet. So never ever keep case nange jute haath. Some people while they're eating their sweaty self-confident down there. No, stop this. Jute haath when your hands are dirty, not only eating, any other time. When we start to condition our mind, and this is not just about conditioning, this is the truth. This head, when I entered this body in my mother's womb, I didn't bring this body with me, it was given to me. This head belongs to Guru Sahib. When I take Amrit and Panj Pyare who are Guru da Roop, at that time, they say Sikha, cease Guru da, and you say yes, it becomes Guru da. And if this sees this head is Guru Sahib, then why am I touching with dirty hands? Whether it's Gurbani, whether it's Shastra, whether it's case, these three things, at all times, think of them as Guru Surup. When we condition our minds like that, then this head will not go anywhere wrong. Then this head will become worthy of sacrifice, should the time call it, should the time need it. If we think it's ourselves, then we can make our mind up and say, nah, aaj nahi main ye karna, wo nahi karna. At all times, stand guard over this thing that is ceased, Guru Sahib Ji da hai. 10वें पातशाह धन सतगुरु गोबिंद सिंह साहिब जी महाराज, after Kesi Ishnan, look, Guru is the ocean of purity. Just one drop can purify the entire planet. Guru Sahib Ji doesn't need to do anything. But Guru Kada hoya je Sikh nu na sikhaya, especially Sikhs like you. So Guru Sahib Ji, every breath they took, every step they took, it's so I can learn. Maharaj Dhan Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji, after Ishnan, they would even give toof to that case. Why? So we can learn. These days we get these nice merry-go-rounds, I forgot the name, is it Vatica? Whatever it is. People put them to that case. Okay, not a bad idea. Kesi Ishnan karna, kesa nu suche rakhna. Gurmukha lok benti hai. Please nobody take this wrong. I too, at one time, was without case. Dhan Satguru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, the amount of love they have shown me. Out of all the Sikhs on the planet, and I'm not being poetic, I am right at the back of the line. But Dhan hai mera Guru who even keeps a worthless one like me very close to them. Guru Sahib Ji, the day we learn to accept Guru Sahib Ji's teaching and find our own shortfalls and try to meet them is the day we move forward in Sikhi. So what I'm going to say, please do not take this wrong. Without case, Sikhi hai. Sikhi kesa swasa naal nibhai. It's our own intellect, it's our own mind conditioning that tells us, maybe kesan di lord to what can remove these cases or can't remove that case. That's our own views, that's our own findings, that's not Guru Sahib Ji's findings, and they will find no place in Guru Sahib Ji's house as well. So when I've already shared this part of my life with you, I'm going to share it again. Because to me, where ਆਪਾਂ ਵੰਡ ਕੇ ਛਕਣਾ ਖਾਣਾ, ਗੁਰਮੁਖੋ, our life experiences ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਵੰਡ ਕੇ ਛਕਣੀ ਹੈ. Food is for the body, our life experiences are for the soul. When I got married, I was a jack the lad. The day I got married, I was clean shaven. My wife, she wasn't in Sukhi Slough either. I was sitting there in front of Maharaj, this Gurdwara at Clifton Road. Being the black sheep of the family, I didn't know how to talk to Guru Sahib. That day when I'm sitting there, my wife's Mamiya, Masiya, the whole lot, they're bringing presents. From my side, only 11 of us went. That's the way we wanted to do things. Not only that, nobody brought me a present anyway. So I was sitting in front of Maharaj Sahib Ji, and internally I'm talking to Guru Sahib Ji. And I was very honest. Honesty will get you very far. I said, Maharaj, I haven't got the strength to keep the one thing that I must keep in order to get onto your jihad of Sikhi. And that's case. I haven't got the strength. All my life I've been on this side of the fence, and now I'm just about getting on the fence. Maharaj, I want a present from you today, so I may find that strength needed to keep case. The day I went home, a few days later, I had a lot of love with one Bani of Guru Sahib Ji's, Chandi Di War. It's a Jang Bani, it's a war Bani. And I could read it, but I never knew what it meant. So what I did, I started listening to the arth of it. And the arth, the Katha is done by Gyani Puran Singh Ji, Delhi wale, very good Katha Vachak, Sirada Katha Vachak. It's on 7 cassettes, half an hour on each side, so that's about an hour a day. It was 45 minutes on each side, so it's about an hour and a half every day. On the 7th day, right at the end, Tan Satguru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj, they write with their pavan Kar Kamal, Durga Path Banaya Sabbe Paudiyan, Pher Na Juni Aya, Jin Eh Gaya. As those words entered my ears, that one thing that I did not have, which was the strength to keep case, just like this. And I say that sitting in Guru Sahib Ji's Hajuri, just like this. I said to my wife, I said, we've been married 7 days. I'm going to keep my case, what's your view? And Tan Satguru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, even if I was to bow before them a million times still, it's not even an iota. Tan Satguru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj caused my wife even to say, yeah, and today I have 3 children, and we're all in Sikhi Slough. Why? Because of Guru Sahib Ji. Gurmukh, these insecurities, these really shallow insecurities, shall I say, that go like this, yeah, about keeping case, are very easily overcome if we come to Guru Sahib Ji and do ardas. We do benti, where we ask for a multitude of things throughout our entire life. Let's ask for one thing that will help us get onto this jihad of Sikhi. So in the 7th Hukam, the very first Kakar after the Punj Kakaar case, we have heard the wrath of it, and next week we will hear Katha, and however Guru Sahib Ji Maharaj chooses, however they choose to unfold the Katha of these Punj Kakaar di Rehat, we will listen. Whilst doing Katha, Das made untold mistakes, no doubt. Guru ki sangat benti hai, we do ardas in front of Maharaj so I can learn to do Katha as well and do forgive at the same time. Guru ki sangat, Das would like to thank Tan Satguru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, because that's all I have to give. Again and again and again, for they brought us here. Guru Pyare, thanks to you, Jana karke Katha ho rahi hai. And bhulla chukkan di khama karni. Next week, let's meet again. Till then, Tan Guru Maharaj Ji di charna da dhyan karke aao sab Guru Fateh Sanj paiye. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.